Hello, joining me today is Simone di Castri, the Managing Director at BFA's Regtech for Regulators Accelerator. Innovation in financial technology promises access to incredible new solutions that could increase both efficiency and inclusiveness in banking and financial services. However, these technologies offer a lot of unknowns that will need effective regulation and compliance testing before we can be sure they are safe for the market. Regulation technology has been heralded as the new fintech. What do you say to that claim?
Mobile connectivity and the spread of smartphones and the adoption of new technologies has definitely allowed for a revolution in the provision of financial services. There are new business models, there are new products, and a new understanding really of the customer's needs and experience. So while the private sector experiences this new way to engage with customers and provide financial services, the same technologies have been adopted also by the public sector, by supervisors and regulators. So what we see is really a change in the dynamics between regulated entities and regulators, which is becoming more collaborative and participatory, and also probably for the first time in history, the public sector really understanding the customers and what they need and the type of frauds, abuses that they need to face, and providing them effective recourse and redress.
What are the key challenges surrounding RegTech innovation at the moment?
There are two challenges probably. The first one is that we're creating a new market. So we need to be able to make the demand for these new solutions and application more explicit. It's hard to understand on a global scale what central banks and supervisory authorities need, what are the technologies that they're currently adopting, and what are their processes to upgrade those technologies. And also bring in some innovation in their processes for both procurement and innovation. The second type of challenge is really about the technologies. For example, there are legislations that do not allow for the use of cloud computing, limitations around data nationalization, and also an infrastructural challenge, which is to build APIs to connect the central banks with the regulatory entities. So I think we are kind of like in the 19th century where we were building the railway to allow for people's mobility and for the economy to grow. Today, for the financial sector to grow, we need to build this infrastructure of APIs to get data to flow within the financial sector.
What is the greatest danger for a country in not investing in RegTech?
The first challenge is to be left behind in the oversight of the financial sector. The speed and impact of innovation for the private sector is creating really a revolution in the way financial services are designed and provided to people. And on the other side, we need to make sure that this is balanced by effective supervision. The second challenge is that financial sectors are becoming more complex, but also more global. And today, most of the supervision is conducted by supervisors in different countries, not with enough of a coordination, and also in cross-sectorial supervision is very hard to achieve. If all the supervisors are able to upgrade their systems and to make sure that data are also stored and analyzed in a way that preserves the privacy of the citizens, then we will see more cross-border supervision and cross-sectorial supervision, which is needed to tackle the challenges of today's financial sector.
In which countries do you see the most advanced RegTech?
Well, there is definitely a lot of innovation happening in the US at the Security Exchange Commission, in the UK with the FCA. The Italian Central Bank is experimenting with sentimental analysis, so very sophisticated technology to better understand consumers and deal in a different way with the private sector. However, you might be surprised, there are also a lot of innovation in the global south. Some central banks are definitely leapfrogging stages of development of supervisory technology.
What excites you about the RegTech sector today?
There are two things I think are very exciting. The first one is a cultural shift in the public sector. what we're doing at BFA with the Regtech for Regulators Accelerator is the adoption of some of the processes and tools that tech firms like Apple and Google have been using for a while, and now we're taking them into the central bank. So we're doing data sprints and hackathons, and we're adopting other ways to crowdsource ideas from technologies. The second change that I think it's very transformational is really about what Regtech for Regulators, SupTech, is enabling. Banks and other supervised financial entities will be able to submit new granular data, high-quality data to the central banks, and central banks will have the capacity to analyze all those data, creating new intelligence. And this data will concur to the type of analysis that is conducted by the supervisor. So with the collaboration of humans and machine is going to create this new collective intelligence that will enable to tackle some of the biggest problems in our society.
Simone, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.